Alright guys, how's it going? This is your boy Tacho here, and we're back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes. So we got the Datamines for Mythic hero Medeus, we've got his stats and boons and banes and all that goodness. We have inheritance restrictions for Canto Control, and then a couple of infographics I want to show off, and some more details. We'll go into that in just a sec. So, real quick, there's one thing that I still don't know that I wanted to talk about in the data mine, but info is still coming in as we speak, so it's not really out yet, but I just wanted to know the interactions with On Guard and the passive skills that cause chip damage. So things like Fury 4 and Push 4s and yada yada yada. Do they get canceled by On Guard for the chip damage? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine because we don't have the info for that just yet, but hopefully by the time we finish this rundown, that info will be up. Alright, so we're going to start, of course, with Medeus' stats. So here we go. Let me just make this a little bit bigger for us. God damn, this art is so good. Daisuke Izuka is the king of drawing the fallen characters. I guess he's not really a fallen character, but, you know, he's evil. He's got the, like, evil smoke coming out of him, so you know he's extra evil. But hopefully we see some more Daisuke Izuka art on the Fallen banner in a week. Alright, also shoutouts to Mr. Gengar and Tsukasa, because I don't really shout them out. I don't know why I've never shouted them out on a video, but the data miners bust their asses to get this content and info to us as soon as they can, and just take a second to give them a shout out, give them some love. Mr. Gengar and Tsukasa. Hey, Tsukasa es Mikasa, right? So just appreciate them while we still have them, because the thing that happened with Banpei-kun kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. I had nothing to do with it, but, you know, just seeing someone that we respected and give us good info all the time just leave the community, not a good look. So just be nice to these two. They definitely deserve it. So Medeus' stats, we got 40 HP, 44 attack, 18 speed, 38 defense, 43 res. He is an infantry unit, of course, so let's take a look at what his BST is going to be. Very fat attack stat, by the way. Alright, he needs to have good res, though, for his weapon effect. So let's see his BST. 183 for infantry. That seems to be about where they end up right now. Even the ascended infantry units didn't get the jump to 185. So I guess, yeah, that's about where they are. And 43 base res. Pretty solid for his weapon effect. He needs to have more res than the foe to get quite a bit of his effects, like the damage reduction, as well as I believe there was something else on his weapon that needed him to have good res. Maybe it was his follow-up or negating the foe's follow-up, something like that. But res is pretty good. Attack, quite good. And defense is good enough, I would say. Defense is a dump stat, so that's fine. We have over here his boons and banes, which he has 0 of, courtesy of Hufflet 1997. And he's got 3 super banes in HP, attack, and res. So I don't know, man. They could have given him plus attack and plus res just to be bros, but they didn't. Your guess is as good as mine. Why? Okay, so now let's go ahead and move on to Canto Control. So this skill is the talk of the town at the moment. People are wondering how this is going to shake up Summoner Duels and I guess Aether Raids as well, because Kanto is pretty good in there for hit and run strats. And the restrictions are no weapon restrictions, but it's locked only to infantry type units, which is fair enough, I guess, although there's not really too many infantry units you would run in Summoner Duels that would particularly want Canto Control. So just off the top of my head to name off some common infantry units, we got Yuri, who's too busy running Times Pulse. We got Duocrom, who's also too busy running Times Pulse. We got Ash, who's busy running her C skill. So that's like the 3 top infantry units in the tier. There's also Dimitri, Fallen Dimitri, Legendary Dimitri. They tend to run Tempest skills, but you could slot in Canto Control on them, I guess, if it happens to be a season where we have the Turmoil Captain Seal. And there's other, like, offensive infantry types, like Carla, Hatari Carla, you could probably give this to, but she also tends to run the Tempest or Times Pulse skill. So it seems like the one infantry unit that really, really wants Kanto Control is Gatekeeper. And now, a lot of people actually sleep on Gatekeeper. He's pretty solid. I was running him on one of my Aether Raids defense teams during that week where I was doing the weekly AR sessions with some guest commentators. And I actually caught somebody off guard really hardcore with Gatekeeper and his blocking of Wings of Mercy. So that would be really great to have in Summoner Duels. You can also block jump effects from Ash and so on. So having Kanto Control on Gatekeeper when he's already doing so many other things for support, he grants the attack and speed up 5 passively to allies. That's really, really good, especially with the radius of effect that he does it with. And him just having Super Obstruct and all the other things. Gatekeeper with Kanto Control seems like the way to go. So I don't know. I'm actually debating whether or not I want to summon on this banner to pick up a copy of Kanto Control just to give it to Gatekeeper. But I'm still really thinking about it, because in a week we're getting the Fallen Heroes banner, and that one usually ushers in a new wave of power creep. Just consistently in the past, the Fallen Heroes units have been cracked as hell. So I'm going to try to save my orbs, but I might be convinced later on to summon for Kanto Control. I don't know yet. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of Kanto Control's restrictions, and who do you think you want to give it to, if you plan to go for it to give to somebody. Alright, here from the homie PM1, we have a infographic showing the victims of Kanto Control. So, ranged Kanto units, it's pretty absurd that ranged units even were able to get full-on Kanto too. But Yuri, Atri, Scion Leaf, we got New Year Fafnir, and New Year Regan. All these units are great, fantastic to use in Summoner Duels, and also Aether Raids as well. They can pull off hit and run quite easily. Alright, then for the melee Kanto users, we have normal Regan, we got Oter, we got Erica, we got other Erica, we got male Erica, then we got Kata, we got legendary Kata. Interesting because she was used a little bit when she was a bonus for Summoner Duels, but I don't really see this Kata too much after that bonus season ended. So I guess her, like, claim to fame has kind of worn off a little. She's good, I guess, but she's not, like, as good as some of these other units, I would say. Like, I would prioritize the 3-range melee units over a 2-range one. Alright, then we got Pala, who's very much in the same position as legendary Kata. We got Sumia, who I haven't really seen too many people use, even though her refine is quite good. But again, she falls into the same boat as these other flyers with Kanto. And then finally, we got the regular Fafnir, who is still in limbo. Unsure if we're ever going to get him released into the game, but whenever he does get released, he is going to be a victim to Kanto Control. And then these units here have Kanto Rem +1. So, wait, actually, I think doesn't Legendary Nana have Kanto 2 straight up? I might be wrong about that, but I do think that's how she was. I don't think she had Kanto Rem. But then again, who am I to argue with the GOAT PM1? Alright, we also have Fallen Dimitri, and we got double Nylas here. The Hatari Nyla had it on her weapon, and this regular Nyla has it on the refine. So, the thing about Kanto Control is that the melee Kanto users can still Kanto away by 1 space, whereas the ranged Kanto units just can't Kanto at all. So, they're going to be trapped in place after they attack, whereas the other guys can at least move away 1 space, which can still lead to some good positioning if you have a near save or far save unit nearby that you want to protect them with. So, all very interesting things. I'm not too sure right now how much Kanto Control is going to shake up the meta, if even at all, because, first of all, it's a whale bait skill on a Mythic banner with triple color sharing, so only the big money spenders are going to be able to give it to the units that they want, unless you plan to Spark and you want to give it to Gatekeeper or some other unit that you think is going to be really good with it. Other than that, I don't really see this being too much of a concern. Kanto is still going to be just as good as ever, and you still got to be within 4 spaces of the unit to inflict Kanto Control, right? So it's not like it's the end-all, be-all to Kanto. Kanto is still going to be just as disgusting as always. Oh, you know something? I wonder if, let's say they have Kanto Control on a melee unit, they inflict it on your melee unit, and then let's say you have Pathfinder and a bunch of units lined up in a row. would you be able to Kanto back and then, like, move through the Congo line and get away from Canto Control? That would be pretty funky if you could, but that would only be on the turn where you activate New Year Dagger's Duo skill. So, just a bunch of interactions to think about with Canto Control and Kanto. Alright, and finally we have over here just a little infographic showing off characters that you can run to gain the effects of Medeus's weapon. Or not his weapon, his B skill for the damage reduction. So the way it works, you gotta have either dragon or staff units within 3 spaces of him, and for each one you get a multiplied 20 times damage reduction bonus. So let's say you had 2 of them, then you would get 40% damage reduction. There is a max of 40%, so you wouldn't be able to run 3 staff and dragon units within 3 spaces of him to get the full 60%. It's going to cap at 40, and then to get the other 20, you need to beat them on the res check and have a multiplied by 4 difference to get the other 20 there. So it would have been nice if they just let him get grouped together with 3 dragons and staffs to get the full bonus, but I mean, they had to balance it some way, because 60% DR is quite high. So let's just quickly take a look at these options here. Alright, so Flame is obviously one of the first things that come to mind, because she also grants damage reduction from her weapon. We got Maribel, we got Thor, or not Thor, my bad, Loki there. Loki inflicts a whole bunch of statuses with her Refine. We got Elise, we got Mist, we got Jenny. We got Sarah, who's pretty interesting. She has the ability to use, odd recovery, well, not odd recovery, but her weapon can remove status effects similarly to odd recovery. So you may be able to get a situation where Sarah can work out well. Then we got Baby Larichel, my favorite offensive staff unit. We got Duo Hilda, who's really good as well. Her support is so underrated, giving the breath effect passively and the attack up 6. Then we got Saint Elamine. I don't need to talk about her. She's dumb. We got Veronica. We got Bride Fiorm. Camilla, who actually has a really good support as well on her Refine. She just inflicts defensive res -7 to all foes in a 3x3 radius. And it reaches all the way to the top of the screen, too. So it's like 3 columns in 3 rows, not 3x3. So a very strong debuffing support. Mikoto, of course, she has Canto Control built in. And then we got Male Pattern Baldness Man. So, pretty interesting. I think the staff units are probably the better choice overall to go for than the dragons, because they offer so many other things in terms of support. Alright, but as far as dragons go, we have Sothis, who's also a Darkness Mythic hero. So, you'd be able to run her with Medeus in the same Darkness season. We got Idun, who is a save unit. Quite a good one, too. So, like, The strategy with Medeus is to pair him up with a bunch of save armors so that he can give them on guard, and then the opponents can't bolt tower you or bolt trap you. So you're free from any chip damage, and they just have to try to beat you straight up in a fight, which is not likely when these armored dragons, like Ascended Idun as well, when they're fully invested and +10 and decked out, it's really tough to get rid of them. So not looking forward to fighting save balls with Medeus. Fully invested ones anyway, but we're going to have to find a way. Alright, we also have Na. We got the Bunny Idun. We got Summer Tiki. We got Garen, who got a Refine. Garen could be interesting, I guess, because he has that weapon effect on his Refine now, but I don't know. I think it's still probably better to focus on the armored dragons if you're not going to go for the staff units. We got Myrrh, another good save armor option. We got 2 of the Tikis, and we have Moose Spell, who is a very underrated support unit. I really love Domain of Flame. It adds so much damage to your units. So he could also be a pretty good unit to pair up with Medeus. Alright, we have Naga, who's in Astra season, so there's no way you'd be able to run her unless you don't care about scoring with Medeus. Ascended Idun, who I brought up before. We got Nils for dance support. We got, what's her name again? Lilith, I think it is. She's really nice with her jump effect. She can jump to a support ally. So she's not a bad option. We got Fallen Corrin. We got the, what was it? Halloween Tiki, I believe, is the season for her. We got Halloween Sothis. We got the Male Kana. Legendary Tiki, another save skill armor option. We got Adrift Core in M, we got Naui, we got the regular Core in F, Seiros, who is also in opposite seasons to Medeus, so you wouldn't be able to run them together. Legendary Fa, who's not an armored unit, so probably not the best choice. And then we have Niffle, who, again, like Muspel, is a very nice support dragon with, I think she has, what is it, Domain of Ice, or like Niffle Blessing, whatever her C skill is called. It gives 30% DR and speed and res up 4. So these two are really good support. The armored dragons, really good options. The healers that have support effects like Hilda and Flame. All of these guys are the type of units you want to pair with Medeus. And then finally on green and colorless, we got Nagi, who's again a good save armor. We got the Fallen Grima F, the Halloween one. We got Myrrh. We got Robin M. Yeah, Fallen Robin M. We have Winter Sothis. We got Kana F. We have Adrift Core in F, Baby Fa, and then the Halloween. I was gonna call her Seiros there. I keep doing this every time I see her. I'm about to call her Seiros, but it's Rhea. And then this Fallen Tiki, she's not really that great. She is an armored dragon, but like, I don't know. She seems a lot weaker than the legendary Tiki after the refine. Maybe she'll get a good refine. I don't know. We'll have to see. Because they gave this one the with everyone save skill effect. So maybe this one would get near save when they give her a refine. That'd be pretty interesting. But we'll just have to wait and see what they do with her. Alright, Grima, Duma, who again is in opposite seasons. Milla is in the same season, but she's not a darkness hero. We got the Fallen Corin F. We got Legendary Corin. We got Fallen Legendary Corin F. Or not Corin, Robin F. And then we have the Bunny Mirror, and we have the Grima Halloween Male. So, quite a few armored dragons that would be nice save armor options. Alright, let's just check one last time if the interactions are up with whatchamacallit yet. Alright, people making jokes on Phoenix's quiz thing. Oh, I think this is the end of the week where Faye said she was taking vacation and Phoenix was going to be in charge of Twitter while she was away. So I believe after this question, Faye is supposed to come back. Maybe we'll get a Faye channel, or the long-awaited Faye channel that we thought we were going to get when she comes back, and they'll tell us the fallen heroes in there. I don't know. It seems kind of weird that Faye would just leave, and then presumably she's coming back tomorrow, and we don't really know what she's going to do when she comes back. So maybe they'll do something about that. Medeus, we have voice lines. Alright, yeah, so it's not out yet. We don't really know the interaction of On Guard with Fury 4 and Push 4s yet, so I guess we'll figure that out in due time. Let me know in the comments section down below what you guys think about all of this, and I forgot one last thing I wanted to say. We are getting the Heroic Grails added to the Celestial Stone shop, and the exchange rate is going to be 1 stone per 100 Grails. So not bad, just a nice option to get some more Heroic Grails by trading in the stones for them. Always nice to get more Grails, because there's a lot of good projects in there. And that's basically everything I wanted to talk about in this Datamines. So once again, guys, let me know what your thoughts are on Medeus and Canto Control. This is your boy Tacho signing out. So take care, fellas, and I will catch y'all again on the flip side.